Hi, my name is Valerie, um, and I'm Senior Solution Architect. And today I want to talk about imagination and changes in apps integration API with a personal assistant in upcoming years. Today we will speak on what's wrong with the current API, quick overview of security changes, bet open text will replace NID, new opportunities with migration on PaaS to PaaS model, migration to remote procedure call, RPC, advanced consensus logic, and evolution of business flow from imperative to declarative way. Before we'll start, I want to share the definition of future itself. So you can see on the left thing is a previous state when human is doing some things where it's a human routine and human basically is doing some job. The current state is in the middle. IE is doing thing for human with a human way of communication. Basically, the AI system is trying to replicate the human behavior and replicate human actions to do it the same way and the same flow with machine to a human way of communication, which is not the best way of communication. And that's why I bet that in next 10 years, coming to the next step, we will change the approach and API with it. So in the next 10 years, I bet we will have a new products with AI first systems. Basically, when AI system is doing a thing with machine to machine kind of communication. It's a definition here. So the first thing is what's wrong with the current API in the future defined previously. The first and most important thing is mostly imperative with orchestration on top of it way of thinking. Basically what it means, user or a developer manages the flow of end-to-end business process in their head, understanding the behavior of this process. And it's extremely complicated to teach a machine or assistant to make the things this way when this flow and control over the flow is split in between an programmatic things and the behavior control. The next thing is ID-based with a limitation to 5-7 searchable fields. You know that this limitation on searchable fields was designed with an assumption that humans won't be able to spend enough time to apply a lot of filters and search with your interface. So I bet everyone knows that when you're looking to some system, for example, filtering your plan flights or something, or finding concert tickets, you are not applying a lot of filters in real life as a human. You're applying a few measures of them, like price, event date, etc., and then just filtering from the results in top of your head. So basically, IS systems can do it in a different way because it can play with a range of different filters. The next thing, which is wrong in future, is full match focus systems. Together with the lack of search on number two means losing opportunities to make a good offer, a deal to a customer. And the last one is adapted for client-server communication paradigm. Every engineer knows that a lot of backend stuff is written just for consistency and not secure client-side properties. So we're writing a lot of proxies, gateways, etc., just because client is not secure, just because client is not stable, and we're trying to resolve this issue with proxying on the backend side. So what we can do with it? The first thing is my bet that open search principles will replace ID search. So basically, what can be better than IDs is only hundreds of IDs and filters or searching vectors. So with a machine-to-machine way of communication, we will move to a next era of filtering when we will use definitely a big amount of filters because machine can do it. It's comfortable for them or it. So we will come to some algorithm using it like nearest neighbor, NNN, or approximate nearest neighbor, which will allow search and clustering of results, deals, offer, products in eCom, whatever, which will allow to the product more often be on top of search with AI assistant which will, in the business meaning, means boosting the number of deals. And it's not only about the search, but also it will enable scalable personalization for every customer, which will provide a new way of forming a unique deals for each customer with a part of deals. New opportunities with migration on PaaS to PaaS. So here you can find the terms that I introduce is client alt. Basically, it's a client application, mobile application with AI assistant like Amazon Alexa, like Siri or something, so kind of assistant. And here in the top, I'm talking about platform to platform connections. Why I mean that? Because all these AI assistants right now, Alexa, Siri, others, they're not only a function, provide a functionality to users, but the developers of the systems, they are very focused on creating a platform so you can extend the functionality of these AI assistants. And it's definitely a way, a roadmap to make these solutions, AI assistants, as a platform for new businesses. For us as a product engineers, it means that we will inherit a lot of good doings from these tech giants who can make a client application, which I call client alt here, more stable, more secured, and provide us a good instruments for creating our products on top of this stuff. So basically what they will bring is a high availability of a client alt and server and fail tolerance, and new options for client alt security, which will mean possibility to deprecate classic highway backend for sync and proxy, and probable move from HTTP to directional or bidirectional streams as a way of communication, more often way of communication between client and server. Split of the business flow and consistency check, and creation such thing of a consensus point and more advanced consensus logic. This consensus logic I will cover next. And next thing is migration to remote procedure call or RPC. So the challenges we will face with HTTP communication and microservices in defined future is extreme size of network traffic in inner communication, effective cache options, query and data model optimization hard, and high bounds to imperative search paradigm. What RPC can bring to the table basically reduce the traffic when we will return only what you need, and all calculations will be on the data provider side. Easy implementation of distributed and highly available system with data mesh and DDD paradigm, more effective data exchange protocols than HTTP. So coming next to advanced consensus logics that I mentioned before. So why do we need it? With a trusted service on both sides, here I mean AI assistants and server, I described previously why assistants can become trusted. There is no need for consistency on each step or API call. Basically, eventual consistency is good enough for some cases, which will simplify a lot of things. With personal assistance, it will become possible not only to search for personalized deals, but also to form a custom deal for each individual. It will mean a migration from user imperative flow of thinking to a declarative way of communication with AI tools. Basically, it will provide opportunities to products create on the fly some deals for the customers with these new technologies. As the cons on the side and the challenge, it will mean a hard challenge for software engineers and products and people who are working in the field, usually working for a business itself, to keep consistent and doable so many variants of deals. So if you will do something on the fly, like create tourism vouchers or something, it will be definitely harder for people to make it in real life. Here we have a quick overview of security changes in the future. First thing, it will be critical to protect your user interface against non-human generated actions, because AI will also allow that. I will not stop a lot on this. I will just attach a link from Anthony Vessel course as an entry point where you can start to look how you can fight against it using some technologies. Another thing, if we are blocking an access to user interface, but we want to have a third parties on top of our businesses, business will need to manage the API integration via associates account with their partners as a way of integration. So if you are not familiar with this approach, you can just look on Amazon associate accounts and how they manage it and control the access of third parties to their API with products who want to work with them as a platform. And my bet, more and more businesses will move to this direction. Businesses will need to revisit their approach to client-told assistant and server relationship and security of integration. As I've mentioned before, that if client will become more trusted by server side and more stable, we should revisit how we're communicating and the split of business logic in between these two. It will become possible to accumulate all private information and private health information on separate assistant-based and secure platforms, probably developed by trusted high-tech leaders like Amazon or someone else who are doing assistance, and share it in a protected way when needed. Basically, you won't be needed to fill thousands of personal info forms anymore. It will be stored inside your personal assistants and information provided on demands when it really needed to another services. Coming here, we're coming from a theory to practice examples that I've prepared. The first one is a food delivery business case. I've just should make a check. And second one about travel e-commerce domain. So you can see here, it's pretty simple example. Hey Siri, I want to cook a Caesar salad on my birthday, and delivery was scheduled for the best day. Let's look on how it's working on the hood in the future. The first change will be a declarative way of thinking. Basically, the user needs a Caesar salad, not a product or delivery. So we're changing the way how we're communicating with the system. The next thing is personalization. Siri knows my birthday, my preferable products, my calendar, and preferable delivery slots. So it can search my unique deal, and the business can provide it for me from a PaaS. Move away from HTTP. So as you can see, there is no site or form in my business flow, but it still works fine. So basically, we can use machine-to-machine way of communication when a business assistant, which can be a mobile application, communicating to a food provider and their API. So there is no need to create a user interface and simulate user activities. The next thing is what I mentioned, advanced consensus. I don't need to order step-by-step anymore, fill in each form, and so on. Consensus here can be a paid order plus successful delivery. So because we can start trust more to the mobile application with these platforms and their assistants, we can create a special points when we are running consistency check or consensus across the system or transactions. The next thing can sound weird, but it is what it is. It's a human-less software. So there is no need for a lot of only human stuff, such as content management system, UI, backend for UI, proxies, etc. So we can really come to a cost optimization on product and operational optimization, because we won't need a lot of even departments of doing some things with the new next-gen technologies. The last but not least is the new security opportunities and at the same time challenges. My personal data is stored only in my assistants. I don't need to share it with the whole world. So the only question will be to secure this assistant. And this end without this example, I hope you enjoy it. And the next one is another example in e-commerce for travel products, which call overperforming package products with next-gen personal assistants. So these companies that making a deal for you and some marketing when they are proposing you something as a sum and your birthday or something. So basically, we have some client and we have prepared a travel deal for a birthday, hotel, car, and tickets, flight all in one. And they often are getting refusal. So issues with the standard travel software right now, which can be improved and empowered with the technology and upcoming years with AI assistants, and next. So how many memorable days it can grab together? So yeah, it can grab birthday, it can grab some summer holidays for children, but what else? It's very hard to understand behavior. It's limited to imperative mindset. So there is some marketing department which define that birthday is a good day for a proposal, but it's not always true, and not personalized even close to good enough, because we rarely know our customer and other people connected with him well. So what we can do is, first thing, we will look on our study case, and second one, I will propose solution how I see the changes in future with the assistant. So I will read the story for you. Our customer is, hi, I'm Leila with little Marcus. I had birthdays, but I travel in May because I'm allergic to the flowers in my area. My son David is the second emergency contact for Marcus, and he is always sitting with him in my absence, like my next travel to Paris for my favorite rock band concert. So why don't let customers be self-declarative to provide a possibility with its future? And let's see to this case in a little bit detail. Hi, I'm Leila with little Marcus. Basically, hard to know, but special requirements. We do not know a lot about our customers. I had birthdays, but I travel in May. So it's a limitation of the imperative approach in the analysis of customers' intentions and behaviors. Basically, a lot of people want to travel, but some are not. I am allergic to the flowers in my area. So even if we can know it, which is, I bet we are not, we have a limitation on storage and usage of such healthcare data, or PHI, about our users. So again, it's hard for us to predict such a case with current solution. And my son David is a second emergency contact for Marcus, and he's always sitting and others. So it's a personal behavior again, hard to predict and not legal to collect in some cases. So the solution to overperform such things as a platform that contains part deals, basically flight tickets, I don't know, car, etc., parts, with the possibility of searching with a vector, basically filtering by a lot very big amount of factors, using AI assistance, of course, to fill it all, targeted to provide a very special customer needs, basically specialization for our customer, with AI assistant help in operation and managing it all. And moreover, this platform could dynamically create proposals. So it's not only about a search, but it's also about dynamically creating proposals for this particular customer. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this example as well. Yeah, we will have some real sessions on Apidays London 2023 with a Q&A there. Thank you for watching. See you soon on the event. Bye.